Hello Bakugan Brawlers and welcome to another Bakugan video. Today I'm going to be showcasing the rare Bakugan Bakutech Jiba deck. So without further ado, let's get straight into the video. I got Jiba deck all the way back in 20th of May 2014. Also, the original Jiba Fudu in this deck, for mine unfortunately it got damaged last year, so I replaced it with this booster pack Jiba Fudu version. But everything is similar except of the color on the nose and tail, and its printed G power is only 20 Gs weaker. Other than that, everything is similar. I still have the original Jiba Fudu from this deck, but for the sake of the video, we'll just be reviewing this because it's in pristine condition. Facts and lore on Jiba deck. Jiba deck is used by a character known as Elec, and his first appearance was in the 20th episode called Shock Jiba Fudu from the bakuganbakutechgachi show. His main Bakugan is Subterra Jiba Fudu. He also used Chaos Akjil and Chaos Nagajaja. However, he has never been seen using an Aqueous Sea Slug, which was featured in this deck. Like with all Bakutech Bakugan decks, Jiba deck contains 3 Bakugan, 6 gate cards and 6 ability cards. So first we'll be reviewing the packaging. As you can see, this is the very typical Bakutechgachi deck packaging. It is BTD-10. So in the front you can see the picture of the whole Jiba deck Bakugan with Jiba Fudu, Sea Slug and Akjil. You can see the symbol for Jiba deck. Over here is Elec. On the top you can see the bind system for Jiba Fudu. On the side has some more promotional pictures. Same goes over here, which shows Jiba deck. On the back it shows the features of the Bakugan, first being Jiba Fudu, that it is bind system 36mm, and like I said earlier, it has 700 Gs, and here features the 2 magnet, which is really good for defense. And Akjil has a Baku closer with a G power spin wheel, which is really unique. And Sea Slug has the convert system with a great defense on its forehead. On this side it features the bind system gimmick, which is new to the Bakutechgachi series, and on the bottom shows the number of cards that come with it and some more promotional stuff about the Bakugan website. I still managed to have the instruction manual, which shows how to close each one of the Jiba deck Bakugan. So first up we have here Jiba Fudu in Subterra. It is a tiger-like Bakugan. This Bakugan has a lot of bolt strikes around its body, although it being a Subterra Bakugan. So in the front you can see here the Subterra symbol. Over here you can see a groove for the bind system. This is basically if you bind it with Jigen, Dragown and Bakugan with such features that uses the ring to change its forms. Over back has a nice lightning bolt, and on the bottom has the first magnet guard over here. The second will be deployed once it's open. So here's Jiba Fudu in the open form. He has only a few manual parts, being his hind feet, and his mouth, you can say, opens slightly. And like I mentioned earlier, this is from the booster pack version. I've already done an unboxing video on this last year, but it is exactly same as the original one, which I have, but unfortunately it got damaged. The only difference is the green nose and green tail. And the G power of the Jiba deck has 700, but the booster version has 680 Gs. So the special thing about Jiba Fudu that it is a very good defense Bakugan, because it has 2 magnets. The first being its primary one, which activates the Bakugan to open. The second, it's on the tail part, which has very strong defense. As you can see over here, his magnet on the tail is pretty powerful. You can just balance the gate card on it. And the good thing is about Jiba Fudu that it is a bind system Bakugan. So if you'd like to bind it with your other bind system Bakugan, you could get the Jiba part, the back part of this Bakugan, which has the extra magnet, giving your bind system Bakugan 2 magnets, making it very good for defense. And this is the front part of the Bakugan, which is Fudu. So Jiba Fudu. So you can see here his details on the mouth and teeth, with his claws on the front over here, his G power, and over here in the back also pretty similar. To close this Bakugan, I definitely recommend first removing him from the bind system, closing the manual parts being its hind feet, then putting the back part first on the ground, close first the front part, so you would fold in his head. His front feet latches over here. This is pretty tricky, so that's why I would recommend removing him from the bind system. There you go. Same over on this side. So the front part stays closed, but the back part doesn't stay closed, so this would be the last step. Just fold on the tail and back piece and bind him together. There you go, you have Jiba Fudu closed. Next up we have Chaos Akjil. So this is a Baku closer Bakugan, so as soon as you remove him from the card, he closes. On his ball form has a very simple robotic type design. This really reminds me of Hackapoid from the bakugangundalianinvaders season, just more mechanical type. So he has some more blue details and gold on the front over here, silver on the top, and 3 stripes on the back. And over here is his magnet guard. So now this is Akjil in his open form, and like I said, it is a Baku closer, so as soon as you remove him from the card, he closes. And you can see over here that his G power changes every time because he has a G power wheel. His highest G power is 680 Gs and his lowest G power is 200. In between his G powers, he has 600, 610, 620 Gs, 630 Gs, and he goes back up to 680 Gs. So pretty much Akjil is gonna be giving you pretty good G power, only one of these chances, which is 200 Gs. And in his open form, he is very basic and simple, not much to say over here, just he looks a lot like Hackapoid. Over here we have Aqua Sea Slug. So you can see Aqua Sea Slug has a lot of blue and red coloring, with gold being its tertiary color. It is a very unique type of Bakugan, and the special thing is that its attribute symbol is pretty small compared to the other type of Bakugan, which I find quite interesting. He has some nice smooth details on the front with stripes on the side showing the claws also, and the bottom being his feet. So this is Sea Slug in his open form. He is pretty wobbly type Bakugan. He has a few, you could say, manual parts, being his feet, which kind of fold, but they're very wobbly. Same with his horn on the front. I don't know if this is supposed to be a defense feature or something, but if he is on top of a negate card, his head serves as a good defense, like a ramp over here. The printed G power of Sea Slug is 620 Gs, and since this is a convert type Bakugan, his convert piece being his cross part on both of his hands, which are made out of plastic, and the other convert part being on his forehead over here, this red cross part, which is also made out of plastic. So Sea Slug has a few details on his open form, being his face. You could see his eyes and teeth, and his huge forehead over here, which serves as defense, with his tail that flaps out, giving it a good ground for a Bakugan, and his arms, which are pretty movable, which does serve a bit of defense, but his main defense is on his forehead. To close Sea Slug, I would first fold in his tail and his head together, making sure that his head folds in so as his forehead, which collapses like this. Then I would close his feet, just making sure to align both of them as such. And on the last part, I would just fold in his arms. There you go, Sea Slug in his closed form. Now onto the gate cards. Jiba deck features 3 gate cards. This is the silver gate card with no rule. Features 3 of the Jiba deck Bakugan, 0 for Pyrus, Darkus, and Ventus, 200 for Aquas, Subterra, and Chaos, with Chaos being the highlighted gate bonus. The copper gate card features Sea Slug with a G power bonus of 0 for Pyrus, Darkus, and Ventus, 300 for Aquas, Subterra, and Chaos, Aquas being the highlighted bonus. And another thing to mention is that all of these cards also features the Jiba deck symbol. Rules I've translated using Google Translate. Only Jiba deck may get the gate bonus from this card. The gold gate card features again all of Jiba deck, with 0 being for Pyrus, Darkus, Ventus, 100 for Aquas, Subterra, and Chaos, with Subterra being the highlighted gate bonus, the rule says Jiba deck gets an additional 200 Gs. And now onto the ability cards. Jiba deck features 6 ability cards, and like with the gate card, it has the symbol over on the top right corner. The first blue ability card just gives an additional bonus for 180 for Aqueous, Subterra, and Chaos, which features Jiba Fudu in its binding form. The second blue ability card is also pretty simple, which gives a G power bonus of 100 for all attributes and features Go Fudu. The first green ability card features Jiba Fudu, and like I said with the gate cards, this is translated using Google Translate. Play during a battle. If your Bakugan is Jiba Fudu, Sea Slug, or Act Gel, your opponent G power is set to 500 Gs. The second green ability features Act Gel, with 200 being on the front, and it says your Bakugan gets an additional 200 Gs. The first red ability card features Sea Slug and Act Gel in their ball form, and it says play before you roll Sea Slug or Act Gel. You may roll 2 times. If you double stand, you may move 1 ability card from your opponent's unused pile to their used pile. And the last ability card features Jiba Fudu, and it says play before you roll Aqueous, Chaos, or Subterra Bakugan. Move 1 gate card on the field to another location. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to leave a like, subscribe, and share for more awesome Bakugan content. See you in the next Bakugan video.